Hi guys, this video is a brief guide on how to maximize the use of the Planilla de registro de capacitación. This sheet can be found in the Kit de herramientas para los voluntarios in the Bolivia folder in the Google Drive. Always use this sheet for any kind of capacity building activity you conduct with either our partner organizations or our CECI volunteers. This sheet is divided into two parts, the top part and the bottom part. The top part is to be filled out by the volunteer facilitating the activity. The bottom part is to be filled out by the participants. To start out, please fill out the date, the name of the volunteer, and the name of the organization. If there are several organizations involved, you can just write in here mixto. Select the kind of socio that you are conducting the activity with, which could be Mercado Central, Entorno Favorable, or Servicios de Apoyo. To find out the definition of each one, you can refer to the guide, which is also found in the Kit de herramientas para los voluntarios in the Bolivia folder of the Google Drive. If you still have questions, please contact the office. Select the kind of capacity building activity you will be conducting, as well as the overall theme. It's very important here to define well the objective of your activity and to break it down into 3 key concepts. This will help you evaluate at the end of your presentation whether or not you actually achieved your objectives. Now comes the part for the participants. It's very important to explain to the participants how to fill this out before handing out the sheet. Many of these sections go unfilled, and that becomes problematic when we try to collect the necessary data to send to our headquarters. Take a moment to explain to your volunteers what's written in this section right here, that this information helps us improve our capacity building activities. Also explain to your participants that they can follow the example provided in the first line of how to fill out each column. The information that we ask the participants to fill out are their first and last name, written legibly in this section right here, their sex, female, male, other, their age, broken down into 4 age brackets right here, their email address, and their cell phone number, if we possibly need to contact them, which oftentimes we do. The last 2 columns often go unfilled because volunteers simply do not understand what it means. Please take a minute to explain to them what this is and how important it is for them to fill this out. This happens to be the most important part for us to know whether or not we're doing a good job with our capacity building activities. The last 2 columns are meant to assess how much knowledge they had on this specific topic before they came to the capacity building and after they left the capacity building. This is done with a simple scale from 1 to 4. In order for them to understand what 1 through 4 mean, help them look at the bottom of the page where each number is defined. 1 means very little knowledge or familiarity with the topic. 2 is a little knowledge on the topic at hand. 3 is some practical knowledge on the topic, and 4 is basically a working knowledge on the topic. It's a good idea to pass this sheet out before the end of your capacity building activity, as opposed to handing it out at the beginning. This is because towards the end, they'll actually have a better idea of how much they actually are learning and what their level of comprehension is now that they've sat through perhaps an hour or a couple of hours of this presentation, and they can better fill these 2 columns. You will have to judge based on the size of your group how much time before the end of the presentation you will have to give them so that they can each have enough time to fill this out properly, and so that they're not waiting around afterwards just waiting to fill out the sheet once the capacity building has actually already ended. I hope this was helpful. The next time you're in the office, please bring this filled out sheet with you and hand it to the monitoring and evaluation volunteer or to the program coordinator. And if you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact the office.